And welcome back to another episode of GL Rustic Design. Today's episode we're going to be building a bed frame that sits on the floor. It's a kid's bed. So the first step you have to do is drill the pocket holes. Well, first off, you got to cut all your pieces up, which you'll see linked below. Use mostly 2x4s and then dowels for the sides, and then everything gets butted together, stained, whatnot. So once you drill the pocket holes out, these are all 2.5-inch pocket holes or screws. You'll use those to join into the side of the leg, so the leg will be sticking straight up. And then you have your bottom rail. So as you cut the bottom rail, just make sure that you cut all those twice, because you're going to need one for the top rail as well. While I have a minute, please like and subscribe to the channel. I get a lot of views, but I don't have as many subscribers as I do views. So please hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe. But once you get all these pocket holes drilled in, so this is the same step for all 4 sides. I don't show all 4 sides, but it's for all 4 sides, as you can see there. And then I also went ahead and cut the top rail because it's the same length as the bottom rail. Pocket holes in those as well. And one of the sides you have to leave yourself room for a gate or a door or whatever. So or leave it open as we did. So here I use the small square, and I'm marking off how far apart I want my dowels to be. They're all 1-inch dowels, and so here I'm just trying to find the middle, and then so it's like 3/4, and then so they're all 5 inches apart. And so once you do that, you want to line up the top with it as well. So make sure that you have your little the square or the X, cross, whatever you want to call it. Line it up in the middle, and then go through, put that piece of wood down, and then go across and make sure every one of them's even. Because if you get one of them off or try to eyeball it, then the dowels end up being crooked. So once you do that across the whole entire bed, all 4 sides, you can use a 1-inch forstner bit on the end of a drill, impact, whatever, and then I used a piece of tape to mark off an inch. So you want to go down an inch into the bottom, and so I know that's kind of where to stop when I get to the bottom. When I get to the bottom of that piece of tape, and then so when I do the top board, I'll actually go in 1.5 to 2 inches, something like that. Just because I cut the dowel just a little bit too long. But once you drill all those out, that's the most tedious part of this whole bed. You can go through and put all the dowels in. So I went ahead, put all the dowels in, and then stained everything. I just stained it a special walnut brown, and then so from there, you can start adding the sides. So where my door was, or where you could have a door or a gate, I actually had cut that piece too long, so between that video I went back and trimmed it down to be the same size as the other legs. But so here you just start from one side. I said everything's stained, let it dry for whatever 2-3 hours or a day. And then you come back and you can use a rubber mallet, line up 1 dowel at a time, 2 dowels at a time, and you go across the whole thing, to get them all lined up. I have to do these in portions because it gets so annoying hammering all in. Once you get so far, you can actually go through and go ahead and put the pocket holes into the leg just to keep one side down. But yeah, so it's just, like I said, 1 at a time, 2 at a time, whatever it takes, and then you just hammer them all in. And once you get them all hammered in, then your bed's basically done once you get across the whole side. And so here, this was what I was mentioning. You can put these pocket holes in, get everything nice and even. Once you get those in, that keeps that side from popping up, or you can wait to the end, however. And so yeah, once you get that done, the bed's basically done. I'll link all my measurements down below. And then so you don't have to add the middle rails. I do, so I just use some 2x3s It really doesn't matter. I just had some old rough cut stuff I've had laying around forever. So just to, I guess, keep the mattress off the floor. Like I said, you don't have to do this step. It's kind of optional. I do it on all my beds. So, but yeah. So I just use some 2x3s. You know, 2 side rails and then middle lats all the way down the middle, spaced about 10 inches apart. And then, you know, you screw those into the sides once you get all those screwed in from the sides, and then you go and put a 3-inch screw on the opposite side of this board so that you can screw it in. And this also keeps everything nice and level too. But hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, comment below.